Wait, is it on? Mm. Nobody's yet, so.
Let me just make sure it's live.
It is. It just came up on mine.
Oh, you just got, okay.
So.
It'll start.
Hello. I hope everyone's doing well. Hi, Tara. Just want to say welcome to Women's Wednesday. This is Morals Over Money. This channel is about addiction, spreading awareness about addiction, helping normalize, addiction, and just talk about how it affects everyone, whether it's yourself, your loved one. Yes, I hope everyone's doing well. DJ, I'm good. Oh, somebody said they got Herbie Lovebug said they got the purple hoodie.
Okay, good.
Good, he said.
Tell him I got his email today, but I just wanted to give him a day or two because I know sometimes the mail.
Yeah, and the mail has been extremely like slow. So yes, well, somebody's that I just took out of the fridge, but the mail has been a little slow. Rachel loved the video. Yeah, he likes to sing to the kids, and Mercy, I guess, enjoys it a lot more than the other kids do. So right now he's dancing. Hi, Audie. How are you? Elena, Tommy. Oh, I'm glad that you were waiting for today. I honestly didn't really know what to share about. Hold on. Mercy's toy is on, and Mercy's toy keeps going off. So I wanted to turn that off because it's going to bother me. Oh, my hair. Oh, that's because I haven't washed it in a while. So I was like, it's been up for that. I hope everyone's doing well, though. I just wanted to I'll just share about like how things have been going. For me, Mercy is sleeping. I'm hoping that she'll stay asleep. She's okay. So Dorda is still in the hospital, but she's doing better. I have been thinking about her and praying for her. I was actually going to talk about her just because, it's been so long, and, this is sad that, with this virus, some people get it and, they're doing great. And then there is people that get it and it's just a lot harder for them. So my prayers and my thoughts are with her. If you guys pray, I just encourage you guys to pray for her, and just pray for her recovery and her health right now. And it's very scary. So, I'm doing well. I'm tired, but I feel like I'm literally always tired. So Mercy had her well checkup visit today. So I took her to her doctor visit, and I was just sharing about how, Mercy, out of all my children, and I don't know if it is because, I'm with her all the time, which I'm grateful. But she has really bad separation anxiety. to the point where I can't even put her down sometimes. And, it's hard. And as much as, as a mom, then you get that mom guilt because I want to appreciate all the time that, that I get with her, because through active addiction, unfortunately, I did miss out on some of my other children's lives. So I don't ever want to take that for granted. But I can't help at times that I am, overwhelmed with her. And even right now, I feel like, kind of like, I don't even know what to do. I have two hands, like two arms available. So, but anyhow, I was talking to the doctor about some of it. And, she was like, it is pretty normal, especially because she's with you, that I am a stay-at-home mom. And I just, she's like, she'll kind of outgrow it. So, I was like, that I just need to enjoy it, even though, my house might not be as clean as I want it to be. I might not get everything accomplished in its day. I don't want to just be miserable though either during this time and constantly stressed out because I'm like, oh, I can't put her down, So today I just kind of like, I just chilled with her. I didn't get a lot of things done, but I also tried to take it not for granted either. So yeah, I know it would get easier because then I have my oldest son. He came over tonight, and I know I've shared about my relationship with him and how I have struggled with that. But like he came over tonight, he's going back to school on Friday, so he came over to hang out and say goodbye and stuff. So I'm glad that, I have that relationship too with him, that things are going that way. So yeah, Mercy is something though. She's like this, I don't even know how, like she's the type, she'll smack you in the face and then she's going to smack me in the face and then she wants to come and give me a kiss. And it's like, damn, how can I even be mad? Like, I can't even be upset because, that's how, that's just her. So I think she gets that from me though, because I'll be like that with Frank. Sometimes I'm like bitching at him and then, kind of going off. And then I'll be like, so what do you want to eat? Do you want me to get anything for you? So she must get that from her mom. So, oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that, Alicia. Yeah, my coffee, my daughters got it for me when they were in Hershey Park. I agree, Tara. I completely agree. That's what I'm trying to, my new outlook is definitely to be that way. And don't get me wrong, I'm probably still going to have days that I bitch though, but I don't want to be that. I don't want to complain about it or bitch about it because honestly, truly, I'm so glad. I'm so glad and I'm so grateful that I'm able to be at home with her. I just need to kind of adjust. I feel like it's all to like your mindset with a lot of things. I need to adjust my mindset also. I need to, look at different things at a different perspective because I feel like a lot of times just in life, it's kind of all on how you're looking at things. And a lot of times I also believe, it's kind of like the universe telling me to slow down because I am the type of person I like to be constantly on the go. I like to be able to, like I like to clean my house. I know that sounds kind of stupid. I feel like it's anxiety. Like I have anxiety. So when I clean my house, it kind of lessens my anxiety. Plus messes give me anxiety. So, with that kind of stuff, I think it's just something that I need to slow down and there's nothing wrong with that. Major, he is doing really well. He's sorry. So he's doing well. I mean, he's been doing wrestling. He's really loving that. He did t-ball before, and I don't know if it's just he does not have an attention span. So t-ball was not the sport for him. Okay, he hated standing there, and then you got to wait for, like, kids that, obviously they're young, they can't hit a ball, they're all out there, hit, and you have to be patient and wait for everybody. Well, that was not his thing. Now he's doing wrestling, and he he's doing so well. He thinks he's like John Cena, which I don't know. He's so funny. Sandy, put him in soccer. I guess that's one sport that I don't enjoy. Now, if he told me he would want to play soccer, I would definitely let him explore that. And if he fell in love with it, I would learn to like it. My daughters play softball. He's in wrestling. He wants to do football and basketball. So I'm just hoping that with all of those, because I definitely think that kids need to find something that they like, something that helps build their self-esteem, whether it's sports, whether it's, choir, whether it's, Boy Scout, Girl Scouts, something that they can go in. And I, Frank agrees with me too on this. Like, we just agree, like, if you find something that a kid likes, I feel like it can help them also to, like, stay off the streets and stay out of trouble. So whether it's dance, gymnastics, whatever it is, so I just hope that he finds something that he likes. Yeah, Tommy, thank you for that. Yeah, they said that Dorda was doing better. So that she's still in the hospital, and we're just praying for her. So fishing, that he would probably listen. I'm not outdoorsy. I'm not an outdoorsy kind of person, like fishing. So that if he told me he'd want to do it, I would have to tell him to tell Frank or somebody else because, yeah. I just think it's really important too, because that's where they meet other people. I feel like it can just help build their self-esteem and build their confidence. Kids need that. People need that. People in general need that. Even adults need that. Hi, Honda Mommy. Thank you. Thank you. Well, Sandy, he does on both sides, but neither one of them are really active in his life. He's never met Frank's dad. And my dad, I hate to say, I have a strained relationship with my dad. So that does then kind of affect his relationship, with him. So no, he not really, I'll just say. But yeah, he's doing well. A makeup tutorial. Listen, I kind of thought about it. I think I want to do some videos like on my phone and then have Frank like maybe upload them. So, but I was like, I didn't know, because that's not really what, like, I know we wanted to do different things, and kind of like, I don't know, like branch out. Like, obviously this channel, so when Frank originally started this channel, it was really about a barbershop. And then, we had already been going to Philly, and Frank was we were already going down to Philly, making Philly trips, doing haircuts and doing, giving clothes and hygiene products and doing stuff like that. And then Frank kind of started like videotaping when we went down there and got some people's stories and uploaded them. And that's what really, what a lot of people kept asking for. So then the channel turned it into Faces of Kensington. Because first it was ATG Vlogs, which is Against the Grain, which is his barber shop. So then it turned into Faces of Kensington. So, it kind of has transitioned, but, that's the one thing is we don't, we're always going to stick to addiction. We're always going to stick with that. Like that is always going to be like, I feel like our main focus. Cause even in our own lives, like that is like our main focus. But, there are different things that, we like to do. I know Frank likes telling like his stories. He started doing that. And there's just different things that like to kind of like keep it, I guess we could have like a broad selection on one channel. But yeah, definitely. Oh, thank you, Honda Mommy. I appreciate that. So thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Happy Valentine's Day to you guys too. Frank and I were just kind of like talking about this weekend. I definitely think that, we're going to be going to Philly this weekend, but I told him that, if we go to Philly too, that we have to spend some time together on Valentine's Day. Okay. Did anyone in your vaccinate for COVID? No. We haven't, but I want to. I want to get vaccinated. I actually called today. I'm waiting for a return phone call from like our doctor's office. And when I was at the pediatrician's, I actually asked if it was going to be available to children and when, but they couldn't really give me an answer they didn't have an answer for me when kids will be able to get vaccinated, but I am not opposed to it. Now, it's kind of hard because now my daughters are 15 and they don't want to get vaccinated. So I feel like, kind of like that's like, I'm definitely going to give them all the information on it. Because I do kind of want to have them make that decision themselves, if that makes sense. Like they're very smart 15-year-olds. But I think their thing was they're more scared of getting a shot than the actual vaccine. But I also feel like they're 15 and I definitely wanted them to do their own research on it. For me personally, I do see Mad Max that, you don't believe in COVID and I'm not. I feel like everybody is entitled to their own opinion. And I just feel like everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I'm not going to take that away from you. Me, on the other hand, I have a different point of view. And that's the great thing about life is we can have different opinions and still be okay with one another. But for that, I definitely feel like if I am going to trust, this is my own opinion, if I am going to trust the doctor when I go to give me an antibiotic, to give me, like if I were taking blood pressure medication, I trust them for other vaccines that I have gotten, I guess why wouldn't I get the vaccine? I feel like if I'm going to trust them, even like I trust them to give me antidepressants, and I trust that they'll work, and I trust that they're safe. I honestly feel like why wouldn't I trust them for that? And that's my opinion. So, and there's pros, I can't even say it, pros and cons to everything. I guess you just have to outweigh them. But for me, I'm definitely feel like I'm going to get it when it's available to me. Yeah, and yeah, my supervisor where I used to work, he just passed away from COVID. Yeah, Kylie, I will definitely tell him that. So, and this, I mean, I don't know. I definitely believe it's real. I know some other people don't, and that's to each their own. But for me, I definitely believe it's real. And I definitely am going to get the vaccine. So, yeah, and I definitely will do my own research on it. I have done some, but I guess, yeah, and I mean, I guess, there are different. No, I'm not naked. I have a shirt. There are, pros and cons, and I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, I guess for me, that is for me. I understand. And there's risk to everything. So there is risk to everything. So, and I guess, we could be, and, that's just me. That's just me. That's, everybody, like I said, to each their own. I'm not on here to, argue with anybody or tell anybody like what they're doing is wrong. And, that's just my opinion. Yeah, Tara, that's exactly how I feel, right? I have literally put a lot of crazier shit in my body. So, and I get that. So, but, I guess, yes, I was born in Pennsylvania. But, and like I said, I'm not here to tell anybody that they're right or anybody that they're wrong or, anything like that. I will respect everybody else's opinion. So, right. But, that's, a different story. I guess we could sit here and talk about it for a while, but, I guess I want to know though, too, how everybody else is doing. I hope that, like I said, I hope everybody is doing well. Mercy is asleep. Thank God. She she is so funny though. Like she just I don't even know. Like she just started learning to stand up like all on her own without pulling herself up. So I know it's going to be soon. I just feel like I know it's going to be soon that she's going to be walking. And that though, I'm not ready for that. I am not. yeah, I feel like this is my time. Yeah, and today so Mercy was small. She was small when she was born. And today when I went to the doctors, like, so her height was, I mean, really jumped up. It was like, I don't even know. I have like the paperwork here somewhere. But anyhow, she was like in the almost 30th percentile for her height. Her head was the 70th percentile. And her height, no, I'm sorry. Her weight was the 30th percentile. Her head was the 70th, and her weight was the third. So, or her height was the third. So I'm like, damn, she's going to be short like me, and she's got a big old head. But yeah, all my kids had big heads though. So, I mean, I don't really feel like she looks like she's got a big head, but when they were doing the percent thing, definitely she has a big head. So, but I feel, this week for me, it was, I mean, I honestly, I had a really great week. My kids were home a little bit because of snow and everything like that, which I do like. Wait. So for me, I know you have your things on Fridays. Oh, is that so? On Fridays, it depends when he wrestles. He could wrestle as early as 6 o'clock. And then last week he wrestled, I think at like 8:15. So it just kind of depends. And then he has wrestling, but see, he got picked to be on the traveling, so which is good. But now we're going to be doing a little bit longer, but I'm not sure when his matches are. But yeah, she's definitely smart because she was being so nosy too at the doctors today, which the doctor said that's a sign of intelligence. So I was like, all right, either that's, how they just say stuff sometimes. But I'll take it because I like to believe that she's smart. I was out of my. Dang, Linda, I'm sorry. I see for me, and anxiety is horrible. I suffer from anxiety, and I will say I feel like, and I don't know if this is true. This is just my own observation, and this is just how I feel about my own anxiety. Every time I relapsed, when I would get clean, I felt like my anxiety got worse than the last time. Now, mind you, I have relapsed. I relapsed a lot. I have been in, oh my goodness, I would say about 14 different inpatient rehabs, starting at the age of 17. I had my first child at 16. And 2 weeks after I had my child, I relapsed. He wasn't even home from the hospital. He was in the hospital because he had some head trauma from when I delivered him. They used forceps, and then they used a vacuum. And with the vacuum tore a big chunk of skin off of his scalp. So he was in the NICU. They took him right to the NICU. I did not even get to hold him or anything after I had Jordan. So he went right to NICU. I was in the hospital. They, released me from the hospital, but he couldn't come home for a month. Now, at that time, it was about 2 weeks though, because he was in the hospital. And I think at that time, I didn't know how to cope. I was 16. I just had a baby. I already had a history of addiction. And granted, I was clean my pregnancy and when I had him, but I feel like I just didn't know how to cope. So I ended up relapsing. What's up, Barn? How are you? Tell Heaven I said hello. So now mind you, and I was on probation too at the time. So at that time, my probation officer kind of stepped in, and it was like either I had to go away or I had to go to a rehab. So I had just turned 17 and I went to my first rehab, and my son was only maybe 2 months old at the time. So, that was my first experience going away. And it was just really hard for me. I feel like being young to stay clean. I don't know why. It was like I just wasn't ready to change. I wanted to. I remember feeling like I wanted to, but I also remember thinking like I just didn't want to. And maybe it was because I didn't hit that bottom, but I also believe that not everybody has to have a rock bottom to stay clean. I truly don't believe that everybody has to hit a rock bottom just to get clean. But, for me at that time, I just wasn't ready. So, oh, good night. But yeah, I guess, and it took me a lot of years, going through those things. And I don't even think at that age too that I even remember that I had like really bad anxiety. It was actually when I was older. I remember having my first panic attack, and it was when I was in a halfway house. And I remember thinking I was having a heart attack. And I passed out, and I don't remember a whole lot. I just remember thinking I was literally having a heart attack. Sandy, right now, I'm not going to a therapist. I have, and I did for a little bit after having Mercy, because I did have like some postpartum depression. But I haven't been going to a therapist because, well, first, they could only see me like on the Google Meets. And for me, that's not really, it really wasn't good for me because I had kids around. It was when the kids were home. So, yeah, and I am pretty, I feel like over these last couple months and just doing Women's Wednesday, I have gotten a lot more comfortable that I feel like I am ready to tell my story. And it's like hard though, especially like I feel like there's not a lot of things that Frank doesn't know about me, but it's still even hard. Like, I feel like talking about certain things, too, just with people, so, and also, I guess I had such, when I tell my story and talk about me using, I get nervous, and I guess I get nervous of what other people are going to think of me. So I do have that, but I need to not think about that, because I had to once again change my perspective of things. and think about it like, well, instead of worrying about what that somebody might be judging me, think about it like I might be helping someone. So, that is one reason why I do want to tell my story, because, and also I can say like today, what help with, I'm sorry, I just saw something with relapse, but Rachel, what helped with relapse? I always get a year and screw up knowing what's going to happen. Okay, well, Brittany, for me, I was kind of like you in the sense, I was kind of like you in the sense that I would get so much clean time. And it was like, once I would hit that point, it was like, I don't know if I would get confident or I would get freaked out, that I was like, damn, I can't believe I'm never going to use again. Like, I'm never going to. And I know that's crazy thinking, but I would think like that. I would start to think like, I would start to miss it. And I would think, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like, I got so far, like, I'm sorry, I was reading. I would think, I would start freaking out, I guess. One thing I will say is, if you can, I would maybe get on the Vivitrol shot, because with the Vivitrol shot, it is something that helps with cravings. Not only does it block the opiates, Tammy, I will answer you in just 1 second. So I mean, that's something, and to be mindful about it. Like, if you know that's going to happen, maybe change the way you're thinking about it. Think about it like, be more proud. Like, if you start thinking about it like that and be more mindful about it and start talking about it. And if you have a support team, which I definitely believe everybody needs a support people, I definitely feel like to let those people know, listen, when I get to, it's always good to like let people know when I get to a year, I mess up. So letting people know and being held accountable, I guess that's something. So Tammy, I mean, definitely Thursday nights I'm free. So hi Justin. I hope you're doing well. But that's something to take into consideration. All like I said, yeah, definitely. And Brittany, there's a lot of people in here that are very supportive. So, if you start reaching out, and you'd be surprised how many people like online are supportive. Yes, a lot of people do self-sabotage, a lot of people. So, and like I said, if you're the Vivitrol shot it does help with cravings. I don't want to say it takes them away completely, because God forbid, I don't want to say that, and it doesn't take them away completely, but I know for me, it helps. So, that's something to think about. But, I know going into, I went into a lot of rehabs. Like, it was like literally, my whole thing is I always did pretty well, and I would get around a certain person, and every time I would get around this certain person, it was just like, okay, Brittany. So with that, you can't get on the Vivitrol, but I mean, I definitely think I definitely think that maybe telling people. and I agree with you 100%. Listen, if you have to be on Suboxone, Vivitrol, Methadone, and you're using them the correct way and it's helping you stay clean off of other things, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. Oh, yes, I did. Thank you. Thank you for that, Rising Sun. I did. I really appreciate it. You know, but just said rehab can't be justice. Well, I mean, all rehabs are different. I guess it depends which one you go to. It's a lot of groups. A lot. Not a clue. So, I mean, I definitely feel like I don't think that it's not somewhere you want to be. I feel like it's a place that it's definitely usually you're going there because you have to be there and things in your life aren't good. So, you're going into a place, there's a lot of therapy, a lot of groups, a lot of therapy, a lot of groups. I mean, that's pretty much how to put it. And it's, supposed to be a safe place where people can get clean. So, and I know, I definitely feel like, I feel like knowing your triggers is always also good. Like for me, and I don't know one person that doesn't say this, I do not deal with emotional upset. I never have dealt with it well. I don't know how to deal with things like that. And I feel like, that's something that's also really important is knowing yourself, like really knowing yourself in those types of situations that you kind of know what, like where you're at. So like even you saying I'm getting a year and then I kind of always mess it up. I don't want to cross the line or impose, but would you mind talking about hepatitis C situation? Is it curable? What did you do? Okay. So no, I don't mind. From me using, I did get hepatitis C from using. I had it for years. Thank God. I didn't have any scarring on my liver, but I did have the virus. Now, it is curable, depending on the strand that you have. I had a strand that was curable, and I ended up going through, it was something called Harvoni. Now, there's different treatments. So this was just an oral pill that I took, and I believe I did it for like 4 months. Now, it did make me feel sick, but it was worth it. I took that and it worked. Now every time now that I get like checked, I'll always show antibodies but I don't have an active virus anymore. So, and yeah, it's, so I was grateful that when I did get it, even though I had it for years, that I did not have any scarring on my liver. So, but depending on your insurance, they don't always, and some people have to do the shots. some people, it depends. Like I said, I think it just depends on what strand and genotype you have. But, with me, I just did the oral pills for about 4 months, and then that's how mine was. But, but it's just, I guess, so there is hope. A lot of times too, I will tell you that they kept denying me the medication. So my insurance kept denying me, and they kept, so if you do have that, and they deny you, you can appeal it. So what I did, they denied me and said that I didn't have enough. Basically, my liver was in too good of shape for me to get treatment, which to me is ridiculous. Like, why would they want to wait? Yes, Sandy, it is from needle use. So, I don't know why they want to wait until, you're literally, your liver's in terrible shape to get treatment. But anyhow, they kept saying that they wouldn't give it to me. But I will tell you, you can appeal it. I appealed it about 4 times over a course of maybe 8 months, and they finally approved it. So if you're going through that too, and they, if you're going through something like that, and they tell you, they deny you the medication, you go ahead, I would appeal it, because eventually they say they get tired of people appealing it, and then they'll just approve it. So that's kind of like, I was told to do that by somebody that works in the hospital, and they kept telling me, listen, just trust me and keep putting the appeals in, until eventually, I guess, the appeals go out of state. And at that point, they're like, so that's just, and just, if anybody's going through something like that. So here in Pennsylvania, that's what they did. That was a couple years ago though now, so it might be easier and more accessible. But now I don't have any, like, my liver is in great shape. They check it every once in a while. I haven't had it checked in a long time, but yeah, right, Teresa? Yes. So, why, and, the thing, do you have any? Brittany, no, I do not now. Now, I will tell you, even though technically I didn't have it when I was pregnant with Mercy, they still checked my liver, because they said, which I don't understand, because I feel like if you don't have any active virus, then you should be fine. Now, like I said, I'll always have the antibodies. But they did tell me that they still had to check my liver enzyme levels, because they said something with, with me being pregnant, and that it can cause my enzyme levels to go like super sky high. But thank God mine didn't. Mine were all normal, and everything was good. And I'll tell you what, I used to feel so. I remember when Frank and I got together, and I had to tell him that I had this, that I had hepatitis. And I'll tell you what, it never, like, he never made me feel any type of way. But because of it was me and how I felt, I remember having to tell him, and I remember thinking, oh my God, how am I going to tell this man that I love that I have this? And it was really hard. It was so hard. And I thought, I remember I couldn't. I remember thinking every day, like, damn, how am I going to tell him? How am I going to tell him? And I did, but I remember it was so hard to have to tell him that for some reason. And then he was kind of like, well, I kind of already had a feeling, that you did. it was just a really hard situation. So I can tell you, somebody that has something like that, um, right, right. Yes, Jessica, has to be direct blood transfer in order, right. So, but I was pregnant. So, I had to tell him because I was pregnant and I needed to tell him this. And it's something that I needed to tell him because it was important to, obviously to share with him. But I definitely felt horrible. But I can tell you that things work out. So if you're going through something like that too, just know that um, it will be okay. And he didn't judge me, and he was very supportive, and he's very supportive while I went through the treatments and everything. Right, Jessica, yes. But and a lot of people don't realize too is that I have known people, I have known some people who have had hepatitis C, got treatments. They got treatments for their hepatitis, and it was non-detectable, and then they reinfected themselves by going back out and getting high. So that's something too, because that's something too to take in consideration too. Like obviously I definitely know that it's way more common, but I know that that's something that it's like, that's really hard. That's a hard one to swallow too. So but my prayers are with everybody that are going through stuff like that. But brother got it from a needle use. Yeah, a lot of people. I know a lot of people have, but some people too have also. I know a lot of people have also gotten from blood transfusions too. So, Sandy, I'm not sure. Oh, I didn't even realize there was a troll in here. That's how much I'm. Yeah, he is a good man. I'm lucky, because I I'm very blessed, and to have the husband that I have. And I remember, you know, I I was in an awful relationship before Frank. And I know that a lot of people have heard me say this. And I remember leaving that relationship and thinking, you know, I remember praying. Literally, I remember praying. I can remember exactly where I was. And I remember praying. I was like, God, I just really want a husband. Like, I want a husband of my own. I want, I just want to be with somebody who really loves me, because at that time I didn't I didn't feel loved at all. And it was, really hard for me to even love myself at times. And literally, I would say within a month, Frank like showed up in my life again. And we started spending a lot of time together. And it was weird because I remember, we were, and Frank and I had kind of relationships in the past before that. And I remember telling him that one time I was like, listen, either you better get it together or forget it forever. So, and he got it together, because here we are. So, yeah, he definitely answered my prayers, and he gave me a good one. He drives me crazy sometimes, but hold on. I do want to. I don't even know I don't know who was the troll is. Yeah, we are pretty good together. I know, like, and don't get me wrong, a marriage is something that you have to, I feel like it's definitely, it's not something that's just a fairy tale or comes easy always. There's times that we have to really work on our marriage. And then there's times where it just flows effortlessly. So I definitely believe, like, anybody who tells you that a marriage doesn't take any work, it's not true. It takes a lot of work and a lot of hard work. I just feel like it just kind of goes down to, I think definitely just goes down to how much work are you willing to put into it. Um, so, and I, like I said, there were times that that we have had it out, but I just don't think that that's something that we both worked hard on it. Yeah, and it does. Sometimes you do have to work overtime in your marriage. And like I said, and sometimes, like I said, sometimes for us it just goes, it's effortlessly. Because I definitely don't think it's just all about love. I think that, maybe some people it is, but I don't think you just fall in love with a person, get married, and it just everything's great. Like, no, it's not really like that. It's you love that person, but it's not just love, it's respect, it's loyalty, it's, dedication. It is. It's just a whole lot of work. And but I definitely believe that it's worth it. For me, it is. Like I said, I love my husband, and 33 years. Oh, well, congratulations. Yes, and not only that too, but for us, it's God too. We have to put God in our marriage. He comes first too in our marriage. And you know, but I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for us. Yes, Honda Mommy, exactly. Love, sex, respect, loyalty, honesty, 100%. And you're right. And sometimes, there have been times where, he hasn't want to looked at me and I don't want to look at him, and maybe we're not talking to one another, but at the end of the day, we have to know that our marriage, we have to work it out. It's just something that it's, how do we say it? Like, it's not an option. We have to do it. Like, we're not making anything else an option. Like, our marriage, like, we didn't get married to get a divorce. We got married to stay married, and there's just, like, some things that I feel like there's really nothing that shit, that's me right now. He's playing video games and I want to hear. Yeah, sometimes it'd be like that. Right. Right. You cannot build marriage on sand. I agree with you 100%. 100%. You definitely have to have a good foundation. And like I said, ours, is God. And it is easy to give up. You're 100% right. It is so easy, but working on things is hard. And we have worked on things, and I'm proud of our marriage. So yeah, I'm getting ready to get off though. But I hope that you guys have a great night. I hope you guys have an awesome week. And I hope everybody has a great weekend. I think, like I said, we're going to Philly this weekend. But I definitely encourage you guys to, be your own best friend and build yourself up and build somebody else up. Because I definitely feel like the world is just going to be a lot better if we can do that. So I hope that we'll be praying, yes, and pray for your son Jack. Okay, definitely will do. um I hear you on the temper tantrum. Sometimes I feel like throwing one down. So, oh, there, Tammy put her email up. She's having private female Fridays. So, yes, Brittany. Yes, I did hear any meetings. Yep, you can do them online. But I just hope everyone has a good night. I appreciate you guys all being here. Please hit the like button, and have a great week. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you.